we have just a few reasons why you should pick up a copy of Gets Nailed in My Toilet, book number 3, IG Wawa, today. I hope you'll join all of the others and pick up a copy today. Welcome to the Craze in 10 or less. This is the show where I give it to you in 10 minutes or under, and if I don't, call Herman. Anyway, why is being a comic book artist bad for your health? That's the topic of the day. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. Stop acting up. Let's get it. All right. So why am I talking about this? I'll tell you why I'm talking about this, because so many times I go online and I'm reading, this artist is having a shoulder surgery, this artist is having back surgery, this artist is having surgery on their wrist for carpal tunnel, this artist is having, and I never realized until I become a brokepreneur how much my body would be affected by me illustrating, sitting down all day. It's crazy. So I started getting these real bad pains in my neck, real bad pains, and headaches. So they would just be aligned with the headache, right? So it's a streak down my neck and a headache. So I'm like, what's going on here, right? And then I'd get these shoulder cramps. Then hamstring cramps. I'm like, why are my legs hurting so bad? And then I realized, like this pillow, like my chair's all busted up. Here's the chair. Here it is. Boom. It's supposed to be in the center. And it's like lopsided. What's up with that? Anyway, then I realized, number one, this gaming chair is not good for an illustrator, right? It's not good for me as an illustrator. And number two, I was always leaning over or hunched over. So I was putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on my shoulders, right? And on my neck. And I was straining myself. So I realized that I needed to counter it. In order to counter this, I started looking it up, right? So then I realized, how do I fix the pains on my shoulders? So I started working on my rotator cuffs, right? So a few exercises that I started doing was I would take like a 10-pound weight, and I would put my arm out straight out to the side, and I just up and down, slowly, up and down to strengthen my muscle. And then I do it standing with my arms to my side, and I go backwards like this, right? So, and I would do that every day. I would do like 3 reps of as many times I can do it, once I start getting sore. So I would just do 3 reps of as many times until like I got tired, right? So let's say it was 3 reps of 30. And I realized that the pains in my shoulder started going away because I started basically building the muscles around it to deal with tolerate whatever stress I was putting it under. Then I started doing neck exercises every day. Back sideways. I'd lean it one side. I'd lean it the other side. I'd turn it the whole bit. But I realized that this chair's got to go. This chair is not good for me. This is the last thing I need to work on. But what I started doing was doing a lot of leg exercises. So I was doing more squats. I am doing more squats. I'm doing more rear leg extensions to strengthen up my hamstrings, strengthen up my core. And then the biggest thing that I found was I needed to raise my draft table, right? So my Wacom tablet, if you see, it's up. When I was drawing, it was down. So now I draw with it up, right? So with it up, I do add some strain here to the shoulder because the shoulder's right, and that's what causes this pain on my neck because my arm's extended. But what I do now is I lean my elbow on the table, as I'm drawing, illustrating on the Cintiq. But the biggest thing I learned was every 2 hours walk away. Get up in the middle. So if I'm working say I'm working on a page, it takes me about 8 hours from pencil to ink to colors, for a page, 8 to 10 hours, depending on how many panels and complexity, but about 8 hours. So what I tend to do now is I used to sit through, and then I'd be cramped up at night. My legs would cramp up. Your toes get cramped up, right? It's like, oh, what's going on at night? And you're sleeping and you feel like you got Charlie horses. So now every 2 hours, I make it a point, get the dogs, let's go to the yard, let's run around. So I'll spend 10, 15 minutes getting the blood circulating in my body again, to counter those things. Because if you don't do the things to combat the tension that you're putting your body through, we don't realize it. We think we're sitting and we think, well, there's no way I can hurt myself. But we are. Because we're creatures. We're supposed to be moving. We're supposed to be active. And when we're not, and we're sitting down and we're leaning over, your body, you're not supposed to be leaning over. You're supposed to be erect. So when you're leaning over time, you're putting unnecessary strain on your spine. You're putting strain on your neck, on your shoulders. So there's no wonder why so many people and so many artists are constantly posting, today I got to get surgery for this, or I can't draw today because of this, whatever. So the question becomes, are you doing some of those countermeasures? And if you're not, you need to start, because you are your moneymaker. You are your asset, and you need to protect your asset. You need to care for your asset. And I realized that the hard way. I'm like, whoa, what can happen? I'm just sitting all damn day. I never sat so much in my life until I decided to become a brokepreneur, because I was always working and I was always on the move. Whether it's going from meeting to meeting, traveling across the country, whatever it was, I was always moving. And so this is like I've been sitting with this podcasting and drawing and podcasting and drawing and broadcasting or writing. I'm sitting all day. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, and so how is it that I'm getting hurt? And so I realized, yeah, you can fall victim to the subconscious or the unexpected casualties of being an illustrator, right? So these are some things I just wanted to point out to you guys out there. If you're not doing it already, start doing it. There's some exercises that you should be doing for your legs, for your neck, for your back, and be active. Get up every couple of hours and don't just sit there all day, because that is the key to your destruction, just sitting and not doing anything. So that was the Crazy and 10 or Less. Do you have any feedback for this? Put it in the comments below. You think I'm crazy? Let me know. Anyway, give me a thumbs up if you like this episode. Have you backed my campaign? There's Nailing in My Toilet. It's on Kickstarter right now. We're down to 17 days. I have over 150 people currently right now following the page, but only 19% have actually committed to backing it. Will you back it now? Don't worry, they're not going to take the money until the end of the campaign, until the campaign closes out. Let's get this bad boy funded. There's a lot of great things. Check it out. I really want you to read the book. I want you to have it. I want you to have fun with me. With that said, this is the Crazy 10 or Less. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. You guys have a fantastic day. Be safe out there. Peace.